back with a brand new segment on the channel Meraki Women, and this segment is called as the Meraki Suffer. So it's going to be about the journeys of people like you and me who have found their Meraki way of life. So these are the people who are pushing themselves, who are challenging the norms, who are doing what they really love to do by juggling dozens of responsibilities every single day. It would mean a world to me if their stories can inspire you, motivate you, encourage you to find your Meraki way of living. Let's meet our first guest on the first podcast today. On this very first episode of Meraki Safar, we have with us the very vibrant and always smiling Nupur Karam. So she's basically an ex-colleague, but we were more of acquaintances, like the hi-bye types or the formal smile and nod types, until one common area of interest caught our attention, and we got real chatty. I guess Nupur, we were standing in somewhere near the cafeteria, and the conversation was something like, "अरे लाइफ में करना क्या चाहते हैं, but कर क्या रहे हैं?" And we were like, "अपना time कब आएगा?" So on this note, let's welcome Nupur. Thank you very much for being here on the first podcast, which is the Meraki Safar. And the whole idea of this podcast is to get people on board like you to share the stories. So over to you, Nupur. We would like to know everything about this journey from being a well-paid corporate person to somebody who is now a teacher at Teach India. So tell us all about how you started and what was the moment of truth when you decided to take that leap of faith.
Thank you so much, Ketki, for having me. It's so nice to be here and it's so nice to interact with you, I think, after such a long time. And like you said, I still remember the conversations we had, which were general conversations that any two client servicing people would have after a frustrating day. But it's so nice to be here. And yeah, I think it's been fantastic. I've been a fellow with Teach for India for 2 years now. And I've been teaching at an under-resourced school in Mumbai. And I think it's been one of the best things that I have done in my life. And this was something that I always wanted to do. I always wanted to be a part of something that was much bigger than me. And I think it just came out of the fact that I was very passionate about bringing about change. So I think that was just the moment that drove me to leaving my job and taking up this opportunity.
Most of the times we live that particular thing in our head, but that distance from living it in your head and actually doing it. So do you have like one particular moment of truth when you decided abhi bas ho gaya ki ye nahi karna hai? I mean, I'm sure that when you took this particular step, it must have not been easy. They're conditioned to do certain things. 9 to 7 job kar liya, mahine ki salary aa gayi, and so what was that transition that made you take this very courageous decision?
I think it came out of the fact that I realized that at my previous job as well, I was putting in 14, 15 hours, but I always knew that somewhere I wanted to do something that really made me happy. And it took a lot of time. It took me about 2 years to think, give this a thought and actually, play out all the pros and cons in my head till I actually decided, you know what, I'm actually going to take this leap of faith. I don't know how it's going to pan out. I had never been a teacher. So it was a lot of internal conflict and I was doing a very good job. I was getting paid well. But I think it was just that idea that I can either choose to continue doing what I'm supposed to or start doing something that I really want to. Doing what I'm doing today is exactly what I want my life to turn out to be in the long run. It's not the easiest job out there. I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I knew I wanted to do this.
When did you discover this teacher inside of you? So many people want to make that change. They don't know as to how to start. Like, you decided to be a teacher to bring about that change. Like 2 months back when I quit my job, even I was like, mujhe kuch to karna hai, and I always had this writing bug inside me. And then I wanted to reach out to people, bring out their stories. So for me it took a lot of time to figure out how I want to bring that change. So this teacher thing, so how did you figure that out?
I had actually heard about Teach for India and I knew some people who had already done their fellowship. So that gave me some kind of context as to what happens and what the fellowship is all about. But above everything, the reason I chose to take up this path is because I think providing children with fundamental education, with education that can actually help them come out of the realities where they're currently living, there is nothing better than that. If you ask me how, I may not be certain, but and I think it takes a lot of trial and error, a lot of patience, and just figuring out all your options, because this is a difficult path. It's not like everything is set in stone and you have a concrete way to go forward. uh, I think it just makes you want to be open to a lot more flexibility, a lot of changes, and I think a lot of failures as well. So yeah, I think that's a dilemma that all of us face, irrespective of what we choose to do. Even if it's like a normal corporate job, right? You start questioning things after a given point of time, saying, what next from here? So I think you just have to find comfort in what you don't know and what you might just stumble upon.
What you said is very true, that we have to be open to possibilities. And you also mentioned about uncertainty. I had read this somewhere in Irfan Khan's article, that he had used a very beautiful term, that you have to embrace uncertainty. Like today, if you're born and the Almighty gives you a blueprint that your life is going to be, the journey won't be as interesting as it is now. So how did your family or your friends take to this decision? You had a hard time convincing them.
Thankfully for me, it's been very smooth, and not just for applying for the fellowship, even through my ups and downs in the fellowship. Of course, they discussed some of their concerns with me, but at the end of the day, they were supportive. So I think that was fortunately something that worked in my favor, because I had a lot of people supporting me and encouraging me, and people who believed that I could do this and believed in what the vision that I had for myself, going forward.
If you've liked this so far, if Nupur's journey inspires you, please share the video with the people you love and care. Tell our viewers as to what exactly this fellowship is about, what exactly you are doing, and where exactly you are teaching, so that in case they want to pursue something, they might have a set thing to follow. So just tell
Absolutely.
about that fellowship and where exactly you are teaching. Just mention it once again so that.
I'm working with a non-profit which is called Teach for India. The 2-year fellowship is where you basically train to become an educator, and you are placed in one of the under-resourced schools throughout the city. And basically, what you do is you're obviously teaching students like any other teacher would, but you're acting also as a leader, because you help the communities that the students come out of. You teach them what education beyond books is like, what the kind of individuals that they want to become. You help them achieve that. So it's a very holistic approach towards providing a great quality education to students, which is certainly the need of the hour. Anyone who wishes to join the fellowship, and I would really recommend it, given it's been such a wonderful experience for me. They can either check out the website for Teach for India, or you can even put them in touch with me, and I'll be happy to help them with that.
So I'll definitely put the links in the description, and I'll tag her Instagram handle. So if you have any queries, you can definitely reach out to her directly. Under that fellowship, is there anything else that can be done? So for my viewers, if they want to, get associated with the community and not be a teacher, but still passively, contribute. So is there a way they can do it?
If you just want to like not do the fellowship, then you could obviously reach out to TFI. There are a lot of other kind of projects that they run, a lot of community based outreach that you do. So you would have to obviously apply to them as an organization externally, not as a fellow. And you can always take up volunteering opportunities where you could be a part of a classroom, see how it works. But I think the fellowship primarily involves teaching and being placed in a school.
So, Nupur, I've always known you as a very self motivated person, whatever I've known of you. But I'm sure we all have our lows. So, how do you, overcome these lows? So, what is your go to person or go to thing that you do to, keep yourself going?
Whenever I do feel low, I prefer spending my time alone. I usually like want to disconnect from everyone. I'll just sit in a quiet place in the house and be listening to music, or just talking to some people that I'm really comfortable with, and people who instantly like kind of understand what I'm saying. They don't dismissively get you to a good place along with you, and still realize that if you are not able to get out of the low place immediately, they're patient enough with you. So I'm fortunate enough to have those kind of people around me. And of course, I think the first thing that I do is like just spend time alone, and that also gives me a lot of time to understand what I'm feeling. It's very uncomfortable, but it does help me realize maybe this is why I'm feeling something, or maybe this is what's bothering me.
That's something very beautiful you said, because many a times when we are low or upset, we end up lashing it out on our family members. So
Right.
it is very important, to observe your own self, and then
True.
figure out and analyze. So Nupur, it was really really lovely having you here, and this Meraki Safar begins with you as the first person in the podcast, and I somewhere somehow. Really had liked the fact that you had gone into a teaching space, which really is the foundation of creating something revolutionary. So really thank you for being a part of this particular podcast. And so I should probably save your name as Nupur teacher.
Thank you so much for having me. It's so nice to be here to have a conversation. I'm so glad that you're doing something which is so inspiring, where you've started this journey about true and honest people who are going through their different phases in life and just sharing their journey, because finally all of us want that kind of relatability where we know that not all of us are alone. Some of us are still trying to figure things out. Some of us are still struggling, and I wish you all the best.
If you're new here and if you like the kind of content that I'm making, please consider subscribing. Lots of love and Meraki, and don't forget to keep becoming a better version of yourself every single day. Ta-da! Until next time.